regards to some of those changes, because you were talking about Cliff when you were working with Cliff, you guys, you were obviously doing something different because you mentioned it. So what were some of those things that, you were doing different that you could say, really helped in terms of bringing either the conditioning and maintaining fullness or maintaining size? What was it specifically that was different for what you guys were working on?
Hitting macros every single day, 7 days a week, and that's pretty much it. I didn't
Okay.
really ask any questions. You're the coach. You're the one that produces all these champions. I've seen your competitors win, so whatever you say, I'm just gonna do. A lot of times people hide, and it's okay to question your coach. You want to learn, be a coach someday, whatever. But just do what the coach says and give his methods at least a fair shot. No matter who there's a lot of good coaches out there, but give them a fair shot so that you can see, and then give it one good trial run, and then go from there if you want to do another one. But he just told me the macros to hit, and that's what. Before I was just eating clean foods, or I might be weighing my foods, but I wasn't really counting macros. Or so once I started hitting those macros every single day, 7 days a week, that was the difference maker.
So for the listeners, the big thing is that you were hitting your macronutrient targets every single day, what Cliff was kind of giving you, and then the adjustments that were being made. That was the thing. So before that, you were following what, like a meal plan kind of thing, and just.
Well, let's see. 2009, I just looked up. I found a diet online that looked like something I could stick to. I went to the bodybuilding.com forums, male transformation of the month, founded one of those that I thought I could stick to, and did that. 2011, I got in Diet Doc. I don't know if you know Diet Doc. Greg Presti led me through a 32-week competition prep. Learned a little bit there. That was a lot. So I didn't really start hitting macros till 2011. Before then I was just, because even back in the teenage bodybuilding days, I would just, here's my diet, eat the same exact 6 meals every single day, 7 days a week. And I don't even think I made adjustments back then.
Oh,
yeah.
So you were definitely not bringing those striated glutes doing something like that, right?
Probably not. Most likely.
So when you're talking about like lessons learned there, it's, a big thing. I think, a lot of people when they first start out, if they're lucky, they don't start out like that. But I mean, that's definitely the norm. Like back then, like before Lane Norton started coming with his thing, and then Cliff Wilson, 3D MJ, these guys, where they're, counting macros was, you kind of had to do that if you wanted to. There's obviously exceptions within the ranks, like how you were saying.
Well, I'll tell you what, Moji Alua never tracked.
Oh, okay, so there you go.
I'm not sure Marshall Johnson even tracked. I don't think Rico has either. So some just know their body's good enough, and it's all
Right.
a matter of preference too. I just like following a strategic plan. If I have a plan, here's what I got to do. Okay, I can do that. Yeah. But even general population have caught on to macros. Most people in general population can't hit macros every single day, 7 days a week, but they at least know about it and attempt it and know it's a variation of dieting out there. And yeah, a lot of that was brought on because a lot of the fitness people in the bodybuilding realm started doing macros, passing the word, and macro is becoming more, I don't want to say household, but it is more popular than it was less than 10 years ago.
Well, social media, it spread like wildfire, and then people seeing results like, you do the before and afters and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I can eat Pop-Tarts and do all this stuff, and as long as I hit my macros, I think that's where it kind of picked up the popularity, right?
Yeah. And then some coaches, will tell you not to they want you to get your macros through quality sources.
Of course.
Some will stress that more than others. Those in general population, they need to eat something off the wall because they're not getting ready for a bodybuilding show. So there's no sense of urgency for them to stick. If they fall off track, no big deal. It's just taking a hit for a few days, whatever. But if a competitor falls off track, well, it might take them 4 to 6 days to get back on track by the time they lose that water weight they gained. And then during that time, somebody passed them up. And now they're going to see that person on stage. But if you're just general population, you're not worried about things like that. So it's easier to fall off track. So for them, you want to give them more foods that they like to eat. Just watch how much you eat of them.
Yes. Yeah. And for those listening, I'm not advocating just eating Pop-Tarts. I was making a specific point that if you're tracking macros, you can slide in some comfort foods if it fits within those targets and still reach your goals.
As simple as it gets. But
Right.
hitting macros is the simplest, most surefire, guaranteed way to lose a lot of weight fast while not losing muscle. Some are like, I don't want to be a bodybuilder. Well, do you want to lose fat and not lose muscle? Then that's how it's done. It's flexible.
Yes, yes. And I do think in terms of if you want to put a timeline on it, which again, if you're general population, do you need to put a timeline on it? But if you do, that's definitely when you're talking about tracking macros, you have more consistency with it than if you were just trying to listen to your. Which, by the way, like you just mentioned, if you're listening to this, you're not Philip Ricardo Jr., you're not Marshall Johnson, you don't even know what listening to your body is, right? These guys have years of decades of experience at the elite level, right? Even if you're an amateur bodybuilder, you probably can't get away with that. Definitely not.